What if I told you that all of the love that you're looking for lives within you? Would you believe me? Well, I am here to show you how it works. I'm Angela, and welcome to Rollerset to Mindset podcast. And we have an exciting topic lined up for you because here is the thing: all of you, all of us have all the love that we desire, because guess what? It resides within us. And no matter how far you have fallen off the cliff along your journey, or what heights you may even have climbed, none of it can measure up to the love that lives within you. That love that was placed inside of you at conception. And today we are going to tap into how to bring that self-love up using mindset rituals to bring it to the surface and to make it stick. But before we dive in, I have a pop question for you. And my pop question is this: What keeps you from loving yourself? What keeps you in a place of not affirming yourself? What keeps you in that place of denying yourself the love that's already there for you? I remember a song back in the day, they called it "Looking for Love in All the Wrong Places." And I read something once, something to the effect of, if you want to find something, all you have to do is bury it inside of the individual and it will be lost forever. Well, listen, we're about to change that today. And how we are going to change it is that we are going to talk about self-love and using our mindsets to change things around for us. So let's just go ahead and dive in. What I first want us to understand, and what I had to come to understand, is that transforming yourself from a person who doesn't acknowledge the fact that you are loved, being able to do that is an inside job. It doesn't happen from outer experiences, because so many times we try and judge what we deserve in terms of love. We try and judge the love that we deserve based on how we look at ourselves, how we look physically. And a lot of times that comes from other people judging us or having opinions about how we look. And we hear it. And because we have such a low concept of who we are, we believe it. Another thing we have a tendency to do is we take a look at, there's so many times we feel disconnected from our bodies. And when you are disconnected from your body, a lot of times it could feel like you are disconnected from your spirit. And when you are not connected to your spirit, the love that lives inside of you is not able to come through. And the third thing I found where we struggle with loving ourselves, with our self-love, is we look at our circumstances. We look at where life finds us. We look at the circumstances in which we find ourselves. And if those circumstances are dismal, then we are not able to feel love for ourselves. We look at it as punishment. We look at it as, how did I get here? We look at it as, this is all I deserve. Well, I'm here to tell you that none of that is true. So first, understand that loving yourself is an inside job. And all we have to do is we got to grab a fork and a shovel, and we got a stick, and then we got to drill it. We got to scoop it up. We got to dig deep in us and scoop that love up so that we bring it to the surface where we can see it, where we can feel it, where we can touch it, where we can taste it, because it's there. And it's just a matter of excavating a little bit until we find it. So we're going to begin by turning inward to feel the presence of that love that lives in us. And as I said, even with the trauma or the disappointment or the self-doubt, listen, you are still worthy of love, and you are still worthy of the life that you've always dreamed of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 3 affirmations to help you connect with that love that lives within you. And the thing about affirmations is a lot of times we say it, but we don't believe it because it's not familiar to our ears. You know, it's not familiar within our consciousness. It might be buried deep in our subconscious, and we refuse to bring it up so that we can be conscious of the love that lives within us. So let's see what it looks like to affirm the love that lives within us. So let's experiment with this. So first thing in the morning, early rising, whenever your morning is, because I realize like some people work different shifts. So if you work one of those shifts where your morning is 3 in the afternoon, then that's your morning. This is when you are to affirm this. So we're going to do some self affirmations of love 3 times a day. So early morning, first thing in the morning, or when your morning begins, before you even get out of bed, I want you to recite an affirmation, and I want you to say it out loud 3 times. Before you grab your phone, before you look at your clock and see what time it is, this is what I want you to say out loud 3 times. Are you ready? I appreciate and accept God's unconditional love for me. Let's do it again. I appreciate and accept God's unconditional love for me. And the 3rd time is a charm. I appreciate and accept God's unconditional love for me. And after you say it, I just want you to just zip it, quiet your mind, and allow those words to just resonate within you. And let me ask you this question. What did you feel when you said it just now? Wide awake. Write in the comments for me what you felt internally. What words did you hear? What voice did you hear? And what words came to mind? Were you uncomfortable when you said it? Did you feel any disbelief when you said it? Did it bring about a feeling of anxiousness? And if it did, most times it's because you're not familiar. But the more we do a thing, the more attention we give a thing, the more focus we put on those words, it becomes true to us. It becomes real for us. So even if you don't believe it, I want you to say it and continue saying it until it becomes a habit, until you give it all the attention, because where your attention and focus goes, that's what grows. Okay, so the next thing I want you to do as part of your self-love ritual, I want you during your midday, whenever that is for you, at midday, I want you to affirm this statement, and I want you to affirm it 3 times, but now I want you to affirm it quietly. I want you to say this. Are you ready? I am covered, I am protected, and I am supported by the unconditional love that lives inside of me. Let's try that one more time. I am covered, I am protected, and I am supported by the unconditional love that lives inside of me. And the third time is a charm, and say it with feelings quietly, but say it like you mean it. I am covered, I am protected, and I am supported by the unconditional love that lives inside of me. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to write in the comments one word of how you felt when you said that affirmation. That one seems to be a hard one for individuals. It's an affirmation that they just struggle with believing, because so many times we don't feel covered. So many times in our lives we don't feel protected, and we definitely do not feel supported by the people who we look to be supported from. But that's okay, because you're not looking to others for this. You're looking to the unconditional love that lives inside of you. And when you pay attention, when you give that love your attention, guess what happened? It grows. It grows, and it doesn't just add, it multiplies. And I'm going to challenge you, if you're struggling with this, I'm going to put you to the test. I'm going to challenge you to try it. And then you come back and you let me know what was the effect. And the third self-love ritual I want you to do is at bedtime. At bedtime, whenever time that may be for you, this is what I want you to do. I want you to recite it and affirm it 3 times out loud. I want it to be the last thing you do before you fall asleep. And here it goes. I am worthy of all the love I receive today. I am open and receptive to receiving an infinite amount of love. Let's say this again. I am worthy of all of the love I received today. I am open and receptive to receiving an infinite amount of love. And third time is a charm. I am worthy of all the love I received today. I am open and receptive to receiving an infinite amount of love. Now let's focus on that word infinite. That means that it does not stop. It's ongoing. It goes on and on and on. And guess what? A lot of times when we are shown love, we shy away from it. Because why? It's that self-esteem thing. We believe somehow that we are not worthy of receiving love. We are not worthy of being shown love. But I am here to tell you, as you recite this affirmation and let it be the last thing that goes into your consciousness, your subconscious, before you fall asleep, when you do that, it marinates. That's just like if you put some vegetables in the refrigerator at night or some type of protein and you season that thing up and you allow it to marinate overnight. And the next morning, when you prepare that meal, it's filled with flavor. It's filled with truth. It's filled with all the right things, and the taste, it's all multiplied. And that is the same way it works when you affirm yourself last thing at night. Now, let's talk about the back end of this. the back end of doing your self-love ritual, what that is going to do is that's going to create a mindset shift within you. Because after all, that's where it all begins. Everything begins in the mind. Did you hear me? Everything begins in the mind. And so the life experiences or the love that you are receiving or not receiving, it all have a direct correlation to what you internally first imagined for yourself and about yourself. But when you change your mindset, you change your life. Did you hear me? When you change your mindset, you change your life. Now, I'm not saying this is easy. Yes, this can be a challenge. But listen, when it's your time, it's your time. And I believe that February 2025, it's your time. All you have to do is claim it. So here are 3 techniques that I want to share with you that's going to help shift your mindset. So you got your love affirmations, and the repetition of your love affirmations is going to help to change your mindset. And when I think of mindset, I like to make it simple. It's like the ABCs. It's your attitude about yourself. It's your belief about yourself. And it's your commitment to yourself. So we've got your attitude, we've got your belief, and we've got your commitment. And we're going to dive into those 3. So are you ready? So this is a shift, and this is a technique that's going to help you with your attitude. So a lot of times we miss the boat. We miss the love boat because of negativity. Negativity, not just coming from other people. Let's put it where it belongs. Negativity that comes from ourselves. So the way we are going to counteract that is whenever negativity pops in your mind, I want you to snap your finger. Snap your finger. And what that's going to do is going to create what I call a brain zap. And it's going to help you to shift your mind from that negative thought to a positive thought. Now, don't resist it. Allow the positive moment to linger. There's going to be a little resistance, but don't allow that resistance to be dominant. Okay? Allow the positive moment to linger. Then you will begin to experience a shift, no matter how slight that shift may be. It may be small, but it's going to be powerful. And over time, it will become easier, and your positive thoughts will last longer. Okay? So what am I saying? I'm saying this. Whenever a negative thought pops in your mind, like a thought of, oh, I can't receive love. Snap it. I can't receive love. Snap it and replace it with a positive thought. I deserve love. I deserve love. So you take the negative thought, you snap your finger, and you replace it with a positive thought. If you don't believe me, I challenge you to try it. I challenge you to try it. And okay, so if you're still with me, we're going to go into the B, the second thing about the mindset, your belief. So we're going to begin by utilizing the power of visualization, okay, when it comes to our belief. And it's about giving your mind the evidence of what is possible. Because when we give our mind the evidence of what's possible, what we're doing is we're opening a pathway within our brains. We're opening a pathway for a higher level of belief. This is fun. Let's try it. So early upon rising, okay, first thing in the morning, before getting out of bed with your eyes closed, because with your eyes closed, the power of that is we can see further with our eyes closed than we can see with our eyes open. Because when our eyes are closed, imagination kicks in. Okay? So, first thing in the morning, before you get out of bed with your eyes closed, I want you to visualize what your life would look like when you replace a negative belief that you hold about your life with a positive belief. You got it? That is what I want you to do first thing upon before even getting out of bed. Now, at midday, I want you to take a few minutes to repeat your early morning visualization, because there's power in reputation in repetition. There's power in repetition. So I want you to take that same visualization that you had early morning, and I want you to bring it back to your memory midday. Now, the third time I want you to do it is at bedtime, before falling asleep. I want you to repeat that same visualization. There's power in the number 3 now. Okay? Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Okay? There's power in the Trinity. And so that is the idea. So at bedtime, before falling asleep, I want you to repeat that visualization. But this time, the third time is a charm. I want you to imagine what your life will look like when you release negative, limiting beliefs about who you are and what you deserve. Did you hear me? Don't hold anything back. At bedtime, don't hold anything back. I want you to bring that visualization back to your memory. And this time, like I said, I want you to imagine what your life will look like when you release all of your negative, limiting beliefs about who you are and what you deserve, who you can be, what you can do, and what you could have. If it's negative, I want you to flip it and make it positive. And the last thing concerning your mindset shift ritual is commitment. I want you to build commitment to the things you said that you would do. And commitment comes through repetition. And these are small steps. These are small steps. But big things have small beginnings. So begin by accepting the small steps in progress. And as you acknowledge your small wins, you develop more power to create larger, more consistent wins. Because that's all it is. You know, success is just stacking small wins. So allow yourself grace. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect. You're going to do it perfect. So allow yourself grace during the times you will fall short. And it's okay. You can't keep a good woman down. It can be difficult to continuously commit. I understand that, when progress isn't happening as quickly as you want it. But you got to understand, these negative thoughts, these negative attitudes, negative belief in yourself, it took time to get there. So it's going to take time to change it. So this is the thing. As you get used to saying your self-love rituals and your mindset rituals, you're going to be surprised what happens. But this is the thing. You have to stay committed. You have to shift your attitude. You have to believe in what you deserve. And then you have to stay committed to taking action to make it happen. And remember to be patient with yourself, to show yourself love, to show yourself grace, and allow the process to work. And I promise you, over time, you will see evidence. You will see the evidence of the shift. Put in the comment one small thing that you are going to do in each category that we talked about beginning today. Something small, something simple, so that you can give yourself the evidence of how different your life could be. Go out and create the change that you want to see in terms of loving yourself. I promise you, you will see the difference. I'll talk with you soon. Okay? Bye.